Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Jimmy Palumbo Show. That's right. Show number 158, 158, one Carl Banks. Of course, I couldn't wait to say that. 58. I am here live from downtown Mahwah, New Jersey, in the Decent Kitchen Studios, of course. Behind the glass, we have Dave Sturcio in downtown Matawan, New Jersey. For some reason, I wanted to say Manalapan, but I didn't. From downtown Matawan, New Jersey, coming to you from the world-class headquarters of Chop Sports Media, Wrestling, Announcing, capital of the world, where all good podcasters go to die, except for Dave Sturcio, who survives the fracas. Of course, Chris Gucci, casualty along the way, but Dave Sturcio is still standing tall from downtown Matawan. Dave, welcome aboard this morning or this afternoon. How you doing?
How you doing? I was telling you right before the show. My favorite part of the Jimmy Palumbo Show is officially the 5 minutes that goes on before the Jimmy Palumbo Show. Watching you go through the motions of trying to get your own stuff set up that's in itself. If I clipped up that for like a half hour, I would fucking piss my pants.
It's such a, you know what it is? I hook everything up and then it doesn't go right. You got to click over here and you got to deal with the website. You got to deal with StreamYard or whatever it is. Everybody thinks this is, now listen, maybe for some people, I don't quite have a full studio here. And I click on things, I don't hear anything, and all of a sudden I see you, but I don't hear you, and it's just the whole thing's a pain in the ass.
And nobody's actually going to understand what I'm talking about, but it's just a bunch of gravelly voiced, pissed off cursing that goes on during this thing. I hate this shit. I can't believe this fucking thing doesn't want to work. Blah, 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 blah. It's the funniest 5 minutes of my Tuesday.
Okay, there you go. Well, I'm glad you're laughing at my shittiness, which that's been a common theme for my whole life. But of course, here on the Jimmy Palumbo Show, what we do at the opening of the show, for those of you who don't know, and I have to explain, you know what? I have a fan base and I do have a fan base. I believe in that. I don't know where they are, but I believe I have a fan base. And they don't understand some of the things I do, especially at the top. We do this baseball card thing. Now, let me explain what this is. I have a random stack of baseball cards.
Show the stack, Jimmy, so that everybody understands.
Okay,
what you're
it's just
talking
a
about.
stack, and I'm getting short now. I've had these for years.
So we're good for at least episode 300. It looks like.
No. That's the ones that I've already used are in that. So we don't have that much longer there.
Okay.
And they're just a stack of random cards from like 1970 to 1990 or 95 or something like that. And I think it's funny whenever because I used to sit around and go through. And like while I'm on the phone with somebody, just flip through them over the years. Like, I remember that guy. I remember that guy. So I decided to grab the random card each week. And I have a prep. I do a prep usually the day before, sometimes the morning of. I grab the top card. And it could be a star. It could be Thurman Munson. Occasionally we get stars. But also could be guys like, who is this guy? It's just random players. And then I give them a little Wikipedia baseball reference treatment, and there's always something. I swear, once in a while, there's nothing on the guy, which is funny in itself. But sometimes there's something that I just think that's why baseball, and I'm excited because this is opening week of baseball. I know they did that bullshit in Japan, but that's stupid. That don't count. To me, that's awful. I hope that whoever teams lose, I hope they lose the division by that one shitty game they lost.
That actually counts, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
It counts.
Yeah,
it's awful.
that sucks.
Yankees start Thursday, but I have a player from the card. Of course, Dave does probably about 8 seconds of preparation for his segment.
I should know a little bit about my card, and it was a random card. We got, first of all, shout out to Anthony Petito. He is a Chop Sports lifer. He's a good friend of mine. He's a veteran. He's a great guy.
Yep.
A couple
he
weeks
was a
back,
cop, right, in Woodbridge?
Yes. A couple weeks back, Chris Gucci had asked, hey, if anybody has old cards, I need him at the studio because I guess he's giving consolation prizes out for his shtick. Petito shows up to the studio the other day. I haven't seen this guy in years.
Right.
And when I tell you the amount of times and trips I had to make up and down the stairs because he brought in barrels of cards and he just drained out his entire attic. So now I've gone to some new reserve. So now it's not the same stack anymore. Now it's a flip of the page, kind of like one of these and do one of these and then grab the card. And I got a good one today. I was excited.
That's how it goes. That's why Dave getting involved here. So what we do now, listen, this show isn't all about sports and we got some good stuff to chat about. No guest today. of course, here at Shea. We'll have a guest next week. My buddy Jeff Cantor's coming on, whose uncle passed away, so we had to move things around. That's how we roll here. So my card is a guy, you are not going to remember this at all. There's no way.
Here's your go.
He was, well, you know what? At the end of the day, he is Mr. John Ellis. And John Ellis was known for being Thurman Munson's backup back in the day. Your dad will probably remember him. 76 card. He was a catcher and first baseman. 262 average, 69 home runs, 700 hits. Of course, 13 years in the league. I always laugh at that. Like,
wait. How many hits in 13 years?
700.
He sucked.
I know. He was a part-time player, backup, right? But now the funny thing is he was a tough, crazy bastard because he got kicked off his high school team. That's why he didn't get drafted. He got in major brawls, and you can go on YouTube and see some of them. He was one of those guys who just started fighting people, but he also had like gruesome like ankle injury, slide in a second. Oh, and his ankle flying over his head here at Shea. He was with the Yankees for 4 years, batted .260. He was traded to Cleveland in a major trade for Yankee fans. He was traded with Jerry Kenny, who is awful, Charlie Spikes, and Rusty Torres for Jerry Moses and, ladies and gentlemen, playing third base for New York, number 9, Greg Nettles.
Wow, that's like, so a 4 for 2, four players for 2.
Yeah, he was part of that big trade for Greg Nettles. He's 72. He batted .294. He's from Connecticut. And this is the kind of things that I get a kick out of. In his first game, he hit an inside the park home run. Like, imagine if you had a buddy in the major league. How do you do it? He played he never
just not knowing, just knowing he's on borrowed time with the league, and just blowing through the signs and shit, blowing through the signals. Like, he's got the stop sign. No, he rounds third. He's going for home.
I mean, how many players in the history of Major League Baseball hit an inside the park home run in their first games?
That's got to be. I don't even know.
He was the first DH in Cleveland Indians history, which I think is funny. Who was the first DH for Cleveland? Johnny Ellis. These are the things I call him Johnny Ellis. I don't know why. He also caught a no-hitter. Again, how many catches? The guy played part-time player and caught a no-hitter.
So he should be in Cooperstown at this point.
Right. And that's what I'd say. No, he'd be making around $11 million a year if he played right now. His son did play in the Texas system. And he got involved in real estate after baseball. God bless. He did.
Most Texans do.
He played for Yankees, Cleveland, and Texas. Now, I mean, when he was 38, back in the day, he got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, and he beat it. But here's the weird thing: the year he got diagnosed, he lost his sister, his brother, and his sister-in-law to cancer in the same year. So after that, he became like a crazy, and I remember hearing this on WFAN. He's a Connecticut boy, so he's from that area. And he ended up the Connecticut Cancer Foundation, and they've been like Willie Randolph, Nettles, all the guys he played with have been donating for years.
That's awesome.
And he totally, I'm saying it's Connecticut Cancer Foundation. It still exists. He ended up, and this guy's he decided, you know what, I'm going to go after cancer. And he raised money for 1,000 years. But at 73, just a couple of years ago, cancer came back, did bite him in the ass at 73, and he passed away. But I got to give it up for John Ellis, who wasn't a great player. Most Yankees thought he wasn't that good. We had Thurman anyway, so he was a backup. He was not an influential Yankee. And we traded him, and we got Greg Nettles. So good for him. Good for his cancer foundation. That's it. John Ellis. That's my guy. Now, who do you got?
All right. Well, like I said, I took a shot in the dark here, literally. Just kind of flipped through some pages of a book, put my finger down, and I came across this guy, and I was like, oh, I know this guy. I mean, this is one of the first guys that I actually came across as a Yankee fan. Like, my favorite Yankee starting, when I first started becoming a Yankee fan around like 92, I was like 7. I was like, I loved Bernie, right? Like, Bernie Williams was my guy. But there was a guy who
what position?
He was an infielder, more or less a utility infielder. Played all the positions. Started in 87. This is a 92 card. But you'll know him right off the rip. And in 1989,
all the positions,
batted 340. So it's like he was decent in his time there. But
how can I not know this?
The funny part about this guy is he's one of the first guys that popped up on my RBI baseball video game when I was playing. When I was like 90, I was like, who the hell is Randy Velarde.
Oh, of
So,
course.
Randy Velarde was he's a
Oh,
stud with the New York Yankees. But yeah, I remember him specifically because he was on those teams that were like on the cusp of being good.
right.
And then, then the Mike Gallegos and the Jeters of the world and all those guys came on board, and Velarde became a non-factor, I guess, with Pat Kelly. Like, these are all people my aunt used to tell me about before I even become a fan.
But Randy Velarde got a. This is going to sound ridiculous. Venditti's going to drive off the road. Randy Velarde got a huge base hit in some game. Now, whether it was like a Tuesday night game that I just happened to be watching, he got a chopper that went through, but he did something. I got to find out from my brother. But we couldn't stay. He was a shitty Yankee.
Well, 1995, Game 5, Velarde's single gave him the lead.
Okay, that's what it was. That's the 95. There you go. All right, I had it right then.
I just Googled it very quick,
okay, yeah, he had a huge. It was like, and he did something else too. 95, he was a keeper. Yeah, you know what? I'm a little hard on Randy Velarde. He wasn't that bad.
May 29, 2000, Randy Velarde has an unassisted triple play. How about that?
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So what the hell is he doing playing in 2000? I thought he was like a non-factor for like forever.
Was it like the Tigers or something like that?
I wonder if he got, no, it says that Andy Pettitte was on the mound for that. So
all right.
I'm wondering if Velarde had like just stayed with the Yankees as like a utility guy for a long time.
I guess he was on it longer than I thought. He might have played there 10 years. You know what? I completely forget about Randy. My brother's going to kill me when he listens to this. But I knew he got a big base hit in the game. That much.
There it is. There it is. So didn't Andy Pettitte go to the Rangers? If I'm not mistaken.
Right.
That's where he did the unassisted double play. This guy played from 1987 all the way to 2002. He played with the Yankees all the way to 95. Years. So literally, he gets off the Yankees team right before their 96 World Series, plays for the Angels for 4 years, the A's for 2, the Rangers. He comes back to the Yankees in 2001 as a scrappy old vet, and then he gets dropped, and that's the end of him.
That's the end of him. Well, Randy Velarde. I know that John.
Way too much time on Randy Velarde. My fault.
I know. It's quite okay. That's what we do here. Which brings us to, of course, Patreon. We are now officially mired in a slump. We are stuck at 40. No Ben-Hur, number 41, coming to us. I got to give a shout out to my mom. She got some dental work yesterday, and she's 84 years old, and she is – my mom wants to talk it over. She is in pain, and she is one miserable
Can she put the patches on her face or no?
She can't. She's hurting. She's got patches all over the place from chasingmiracles.com. So, Mom, hope you're doing all right. I didn't want to bother to call you today. Also, a shout-out to Robin Achani, another Patreon member. She texted me the other day. I haven't texted her in a while. Old Colonial girl there. And also, of course, Kevin Marzola getting involved. I wish him well, and he's got a potential new job coming up, so we look forward to him there. And that's about it. And, of course, all of this is sponsored by your friend and mine, ChasingMiracles.com. This is the shit your body needs. I'm wearing the patches as we speak. I've been wearing them. I do feel a little better. Of course, I'm just 58 years old, so I'm hitting choppers a second. But and this stuff works. Give them a call. Talk to Tommy and Donna over there. This stuff is all kinds of shit your body needs. More energy, better sleep. It's non-invasive. You can pee in the cup here from the Omni. Nothing enters your body. It's a whole transdermal thing. It's unique. All the athletes use it. You see them especially swimmers have those huge patches. These are smaller. It takes 2 seconds to put them on. You wear them for 12 hours. You take them off for 12, and you rinse and repeat that here at the stadium. And that is it. ChasingMiracles.com. Now,
I just felt like when you mentioned your mom, I thought you were going to say like, shout out to my mom, and I thought you were going to like, I didn't bother to call her. But if you did, Jimmy, if you called your mom today, you would probably be like, "Hey, Ma, how you feeling? You all right?" She's like, "I'm in a lot of pain." Yeah, all right. Hey, did you fix that credit card thing?
Well, the credit card thing is fixed. We took care of
that. All right.
But no, she's got some the dental work, and she's. Yeah, my mother looks like she looks like a young Bobby Knight on the sidelines right now. So she's
throwing chairs and shit.
It's the dental industry. They didn't tell me this much pain. Biden's get thrown in. Trump gets thrown. Anybody's in politics. Menendez. Everybody sucks. So you can't talk to my. You know what? My mother. This is when she doesn't come out for the post game interview for. Right. They let the press wait for 20 minutes.
Apparently, there's nobody at her locker right now. There's no press.
And yeah, she wants to talk it over. No doubt about it. Well, listen, this is a big week. I'm wearing my dad's hat. Anybody who knew my dad back in the day, he would wear this around. Garrick 4, we got it for him. It's opening week of baseball. There's just nothing better. I don't care. Listen, I know you're a big NFL fan, but at the end of the day, baseball really is. The more of the world watches football, but baseball is it's just better. It
feels
just
pure.
awesome.
Feels a little bit more pure.
Yeah, it's not weak. It's not a big game every week. It's that slow burn. But they play for like 11 months now. But it's a slow burn, and you really like when somebody sucks. He sucks over a longer period. When the NFL, like a guy, he was at 12 for 45. He threw 4 picks. You hate him next week. He's a hero. Baseball's like when a guy sucks. It's like, oh, wow, I've been watching this for like the last 6 weeks. This guy sucks. Or if a guy like Giancarlo gets hot, like, oh my God, this guy's the best player on the team, which he is. And I, of course, Giancarlo, by the way, did you see the massive bombs he hit last week? That one ball.
When he gets a hold of one, it travels into a different galaxy, right? I'm well aware. His power is stupid, right? It's just a matter of just making sure he stays on the field, man.
He hasn't struck out. The big key thing, if you notice, last year he was hard. I don't know what the hell happened last year. Injury, he was a mess. He has not struck out this much in spring training as his normal Giancarlo pace. And he hit a couple of balls. Like you could just see it. I think he's going to have a good year. So I made some bets, those of you scoring at home, on FanDuel, who's not a sponsor of my show.
Oh, well, then you shouldn't have made mention. You should have just said on an online gambling site. Now you sound like Shohei Ohtani, who can't get his story straight.
Well, that's another. I hope that guy goes down. You know what?
I hope Ohtani goes down. Screw this shit.
He's not American. He didn't sign with the Yankees. I hope he goes like Pete Rose, Ohtani forever.
Did you see what Pete Rose said?
I know if I had an interpreter, I'd be fine for you.
That's perfect. I'm like, oh, there's a fall guy. There's always a fall guy.
That's the best. But I made these 3 bets. I know you're going to think, listen, I'm one of the better gamblers in the country. I should really be a professional. So these are the 3 bets I made.
Shout out Kyle Kerms.
Kyle. I consulted with Kyle. He thought these were awesome, legitimate, conservative. Sure. He thought they were conservative, excellent bets with great odds. The first one is that Stanton's going to hit over 26.5 home runs. That's a solid, nice bet, right?
All right.
Okay. The other really conservative bet was that he'll hit the first home run for the Yankees this year. So opening day, I'll be rooting against
What are those odds?
Okay. And this one was the easiest bet in the world. I don't know why anybody's not doing this. Giancarlo will lead the major leagues in home runs. I thought
what are you doing?
Easy
if you wanted
bet.
to just give money away, you should have just Venmo'd me.
Okay. All right. But listen, you got Judge and Soto. So if you're a pitcher, the last guy you want to deal with is a guy who's going to bat 6th. He'll be at the end of the lineup. He'll be tired. The pitcher will be aggravated. Look at this old man Stanton coming in here. And next thing you know, the ball's going to go 500 feet. And I've been saying for years on this show, if you really want to have fun, if you're bored and you're a baseball fan and you're home alone, your wife, just get yourself a nice bourbon and watch every YouTube highlight of Giancarlo Stanton home runs. And
it's romantic. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry.
and be key to this. The color announcer after it's hit, because the announcer does his job. That ball's deep to left field. Then you got to listen to the color guy. I've done this material on the show. The color guy's like, oh, wow. Hey, then it's like one guy goes, I've been doing games for 30 years. I've never seen a ball hit in that area
so violently in my life.
Yeah, they're like, that ball's hit in an area where no balls go. It's just very funny. Me and my nephew were at an airport stuck for 10 hours. We watched I think I watched every one of Giancarlo's home runs, and some of them were, and the ones that go 8 feet off the ground and just like actually injure. I think they have a note saying, Giancarlo Stanton's playing today. Please be careful. We know you're sitting 400 feet away, but you could be viciously hit by a golf ball.
Yeah, usually his exit velo is over 100 miles an hour. So, yeah.
So funny. Anyway, so I made those awful bets. Another thing, again, all these Yankee fans, are we done with LeMahieu now? He fouls a ball off his foot, and now he's out for 8 years or something. Like, this guy signed that. Everybody mocks out Stanton's contract. LeMahieu's contract, to me, he signed that. He makes big money. He's done nothing.
He was a hitting machine in this first. He was a hitting machine in this first year, but like, he's not really living up to the. I mean, he's not Carl Pavano. You know what I mean? Like pitcher Carl Pavano. He's not Jacoby Ellsbury, but he's
never in the lineup. He gets hurt. He swings and misses. Oh, and LeMahieu walks off. That's 4 months. I don't know. At least Giancarlo comes back and then can hit when he comes back. That to me is more impressive.
Swinging a toothpick. Right.
But there's nothing better. I think of my dad opening this baseball. It's just the best. Anyway, March Madness. Okay, I don't know about you. I'm in the family pool. Basically, this is how it goes for me. If Purdue wins it all, I'll win the pool by 1,000 points. And if Purdue loses, I will come in dead last. That's how it's set up.
I haven't really even got a chance to watch anything outside of who's the team that knocked off Kentucky?
Oakland.
Yeah, are they still in?
Right. No, they got beat.
Okay.
I actually think there's been. Listen, everyone loves the tournament, but I got to be honest. I don't think any of the games. There was a couple of upsets, but 11 versus 6. A couple of here and there, and obviously Kentucky getting beat was an upset. But none of the games are except for the Houston game the other night. Only one game was buzzer beater, and that was only to tie the game. And by the way, I don't know if you saw that. What a great inbounds pass by the guy. He threw his underhand slider to the guy at the 3-point range to tie it. But the refs blew that game. Well, they didn't blow it. They tried to make Houston lose. I never saw a basketball game where 4 players foul out. Have you ever seen anything like that before overtime? And it was their number 1 player, their second best player. They let a kid in the game. He looked like a 9-year-old kid in the game. He had a free throw line with 4 seconds to go, and the kid only took 3 free throws all year. He went 1 for 2, which is a big deal. But I think the games have been boring, unexciting, no big deal. All the big puppies are still left. Not that many high seeds got eliminated, really. And I think now I expect this weekend the game.
Where are we at now? Sweet 16?
Sweet 16.
Okay.
This weekend, I think there is no upsets anymore. All the teams, if you look at the teams, this is a good one. Anybody, it's all this is why it's so hard to win the damn thing. But it does look like UConn and Shane Spencer or Cam Spencer, I call him Shane Spencer, that Rutgers. I don't know what do you call that? Was not Benjamin Franklin, the other guy turned his back, turncoat. Going to UConn.
Benedict Arnold?
Benedict Arnold. There you go. Good one.
And I'm not even a history buff.
There you go. Me neither.
Somebody may call me a Benedict Arnold once upon a time or something.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I know.
Yeah, I'm sure Gucci will call you that eventually.
Well, that's a little opposite. It's opposite day here at Chick.
There we go. But actually, I spoke to him this week. It was good to finally chat with him. But
he's got kidney stones again.
I know. Well, I've been telling him he's doing that all wrong for 100 years. But
I've never seen a kid pass so many stones in my life. No,
he's like the LeMahieu of kidney stones.
Giancarlo. When he's on, he's on. But when he's off, he's fucking gone. I don't know where the hell he is.
It's unbelievable. Anyway, the game should be fun this weekend. I guess I'm going to be watching that. And I had a big shout out. What else? Oh, the Knicks. Oh, you know what? I'll be quick on it.
DiVincenzo.
Yeah. First of all, a couple of things about basketball besides the March Madness. I don't know why I'm getting tired of Caitlin Clark. I'm wrong. She's a great player and blah, blah, blah. But I'm I think she's going to stink in the WNBA. I'm so wrong about all this. I don't care. And this LSU coach with the sequin dresses on, she looks like Barbara Mandrell. 3 people just drove off the road, what I just said there. She's always talking weird at the press conference. She's like a cocky Southern chick. I am so sick of this. I hope LSU loses. I hope Iowa loses.
Is that girl still playing for LSU?
I don't know.
The one that played last year was just I'm the queen. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the queen. The whole storyline stinks. And I used to hate UConn with that Auriemma, that coach. I'm rooting for UConn now, and I hate UConn. Anyway, that whole thing makes me sick. No reason. So don't be texting me oh, what are you hard on? Because it's just me. It's Jimmy's
Tuesday. On the couch right now.
Yeah, I'm on the couch now. I'm tired of this lady. Anyway,
I can actually see that with your remote in your hand. I'm tired of this lady.
I'm just tired. She's her nasty little press conference is like a little Bill Belichick in her. Shut up. Even though she's won 9,000 games. The Knicks got to get Randall back soon. I don't understand. Everyone's we're going to get him back. His shoulder flew off his back, and all of a sudden, no surgery. And we're expecting Randall to a playoff game to drive to the hole. If I was the opposite team, I'd be banging on that shoulder all day long.
I think me and you actually texted in real time when he went down. I think it was at that moment we were like, oh no.
I was you knew right away it was a major injury.
Right.
But he didn't get surgery. He'll come back. He's gonna look like Giancarlo Stanton on the court when he comes back. That's it. Shout out to my Uncle Pat. Went to his 80th birthday party down in Delaware on Saturday. Had a good time. Met cousins I don't see that often. That was a lot of fun. Also, we got to do, and I'm sorry I didn't do it at the top of the show, so I suck. That bridge thing.
Dude.
Dude.
Hook up to that. I was like,
dude,
come on.
Listen, we used to go visit my uncle all the time.
I was just on that bridge with my kids, like going down to Disney World.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been over that bridge many times, and I never saw. First of all, it looked like an erector set. The thing hit and it went like so easily down. I learned a couple. Listen, we're not a political show at all. I'm not saying I was watching the news like everybody else, but I did know. I don't know why I knew this. Must have been an audition from something over the years. That each harbor, the pilot of the ship doesn't do anything until you're out to sea. So like a guy from, like if you're in New York, there's a guy named Lou and he guides out because he knows where the bridges are. Like, I got it. I'll do it. And then once you get past, they literally lower him down to a little shitty boat and he takes it back to the port. They do that so that way the local guy knows where the rocks are, where the bridges are, so on and so forth. But to see this ship, which by the way, looked like it had every single thing from China on one boat, and to hit, and obviously the lights were going on and off.
Yeah,
so
it looks like it lost power a couple times. But the scariest thing,
oh my God.
Obviously, I believe the last I heard, I was at the gym and I saw the updates. I believe there's 6 unaccounted for still, which is like awful. But like the crazy part about that video, besides the fact that the whole thing just crumbles, is like you see these trucks and cars whizzing by, and I'm like, bro, you were 3 seconds away from dying.
And,
like,
and if you notice, right before it goes down, I was staring at some of the review. You see a bunch of trucks going by as the boat's getting closer. Lights going by, lights going by, lights going by. And then all of a sudden, no cars really go by that you can see.
Right. So unfortunately, there's probably somebody, a couple here and there are smaller cars. But
right. But there is a moment where had the boat hit, I'm going to say 10 seconds earlier. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. There would have been like, there was a bunch of lights going by. But could you imagine you driving along 1 o'clock in the morning, probably a bunch of hardworking slobs, and all of a sudden you're just in dark water.
Do you know how fast I drove over the Driscoll today? I sped over the
People
Driscoll.
Are freaking
I said,
out.
No fucking way. I was like, and I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't see anything, but I'm just going to book it anyway. If I get pulled over, like, dude, turn on the news. Like, I don't really care right now because that was some serious shit. And again, thoughts and prayers to anybody that's still unaccounted for. But
also,
sucks, man.
What blows me up, besides the death and carnage, which is just please, thoughts and prayers for sure. I start thinking like, that's a major bridge. Now what do you do? I mean, one thing about our country, the rallying, the way our federal, listen, you can mock out our government, but like what usually happens, and it happened with a big fire one time on 95, not too long ago, everybody realizes, okay, we got to get this bridge up again. And normally a new bridge takes 3 or 4 years, that kind of thing. I guarantee you that's in the heart of the metropolis there. They need that bridge up. And once the investigation, I know there's going to be companies and federal funds, and they're going to get that bridge up and going.
I think it was not too long ago. Wasn't there like a freaking something happened in Philadelphia or something like that, where like an entire something just collapsed?
A fire took out a huge portion of 95.
That's what it was.
Some people were like, it's going to be a year, but
I don't know. Is that the only way? Is that the only way you think from like one port to another?
You got to go now through Baltimore. You got to go through the tunnel, the Baltimore, Maryland tunnel, whatever you call that. But it turns out I found out I'm going to check with my cousin, my niece, really, Amanda. Supposedly she has to commute over that bridge. It's probably one of those things where you take the bridge, you're at work in 20 minutes. Now you could be an hour and a half away. Like people that live in certain areas, like it would be like you, like. If the Driscoll Bridge went out, you can't live where you live if you got to work in Woodbridge, or something like that. And you got to take Route 35. I don't know. It's just what a disaster. But, I just hope they figure it out. I hope that, like all tragedies, that I'm not going to say any good's going to come of it, but maybe we find out maybe better security systems are put in where.
Yeah, I haven't really done my deep
Yeah,
dive in it, but like, and you can't make assumptions or anything like that. But I'm sure there's going to be some crazy conspiracy theorists jumping out the woodwork just to see like why this happened. But it's like, but how do you just, did you know, like, did you know that you couldn't fit, or did you know, or not fit?
How about the guy? How about the poor slob on the boat? If he lost power, he must have known like that boat was floating, and this ain't like a little boat down at Jersey Shore. You're going
it's
for
a
clams.
carrier. It's a carrier.
A huge boat, and he must have known if he hit this thing, it's over. And he almost got. He actually technically almost pulled it off. But then all of a sudden he hit it, and it just went like boom. Like there was not even a. Oh my God!
Here's a question: is the people that were on the ship, are they all alive?
Yeah, everybody. No injuries on the ship. From what I heard this morning.
That's insane. A bridge fell on your boat, and like you're like,
yes.
Oh, we're
Could
good.
you imagine? Awful.
Crazy.
So that's that. But a shout out to those people. Anyway, I had a big audition yesterday for Blue Bloods. I can't say what, but it was a big one. I wanted to do a little better. I mean, I got a hold of it, but I don't know. It's going to be like maybe with the wind conditions. Maybe I got maybe a pesky pole hits the foul pole. If I don't hear by today, I think I'm done. Also have a big one on Friday for another show that you guys all know. I got to book one of these big whores. That's the bottom line. You know,
yeah, I know how it is, man.
And which, of course, brings us to here from the Omni. We're back to cornhole.com is sponsoring Jimmy's Credits.
Jimmy's Credits.
Cornhole.level.com. Dave's been struggling with a shitty cornhole for years. Literally, everyone in his family's got a cornhole issue. What does he do? All the kids, his wife, everybody gets a cornhole level for their barbecue pleasure. Where if you go to a barbecue, even your wife, I'm sure, is like, dude, this guy's cornhole boards are a mess. You just hook this thing on right there. Now, mine has a Scarlet McKnight on it. And you get a perfect to and fro and wiggle around. Once that dot's in the middle, you have a perfect, absolute legal cornhole. And go to cornholelevel.com, mention the JP show, get a 20% off your entire order, which is fun here at Shea. And so you, we do discuss what credit it is, I guess, if you want to announce.
Yeah. So this week, I recently just like 2 days ago saw a trailer, which, man, Colin Farrell can do no wrong. Like that dude is an incredible actor. I've seen such range on that guy. From I don't know why, but one of my favorite movies is Phone Booth. I don't know why. It's just like one of those movies. I'm just
crazy movie,
just insane, right? And I love that movie. I've seen it a million times. But I recently just saw the trailer, or at least the teaser for Penguin. So they're going to be doing a complete spinoff for Penguin, much like they did for Joker, much like they did for. Did they do any more spinoffs for anybody else? I don't even know. Maybe like the whatchamacall, Suicide Squad. So there's other guys like just DC Comics, and I'm like, they're gonna crush this, and I know for a fact. So I said, wait a minute, hold on. I was like, well, Jimmy has been in this DC universe, sort of, kind of around about. So today I wanted to do your role, which I believe was 2 episodes on the sitcom, the whatever it's called, the series Gotham.
That's right.
In which I watched your scene, or one of the scenes today. Boy, oh boy.
Well, first of all, Gotham. First of all, the best part about Gotham for me was I didn't know anything. Like these people, oh my God, you're gonna be on Gotham. They're like so into it. I didn't know anything about the show. I never really watched it. I think I watched a half hour of it. I'm not into that space at all. The Batman movies, but I think there's been one good one in my opinion. But I don't know. But I end up booking this show. Same casting directors that I had the audition on yesterday, by the way. So our next one I'm talking over. I was in season 5, episode 8 and 11. I would play Detective Boggs. And there was another actor, Jerry Walsh. Now, the cool thing about I love when you do this technology stuff. The cool thing about Jerry Walsh, he's a Philly guy. Not too many credits, but he really looked the part. We were retired detectives, and we saw something shitty, and we let it go. And but now we think this guy's in a wheelchair and he comes back. And the actor is played by the actor who does something to us is played by Dan Hedaya, who was Rhea Perlman's ex-husband on Cheers. They did like 10 episodes, a big storyline.
Cher's father and Clueless.
Yeah. So he's been in the league a while. Rhea Perlman, on the show, of course. But it was wild because the set, man, let me tell you, by far, the show is very colors popping. Like the set designer, these are like award-winning cats, man. These guys are like, this ain't like the set of Law and Order where you're in front of a pub or something. This is like all visuals and crazy. It was cool to be on. I was looking up into the ceiling, like, holy shit. And we were in a nightclub. So it was like a nightclub in Gotham world. So it was really, anybody's a fan of the show. I wish, I'm sure there's documentaries on the show, but this was like, whoa, this is cool. Plus since it was a nightclub scene, had all these extras. Worse, you can't call them extras.
What do you mean you can't call them extras? What are they called?
There's another word for it. I'm just slipping my
background actors,
background people. And so
I hate this world.
There was a bunch of, and everybody was dressed like the filthiness. And I'm like, like everybody was running a 4-3, and there I am as a free safety going, look out.
The girl you were talking to.
Please, she
could bat third.
Kidding me? Erin Richards? She's about 325 her whole career. But there was a lot of wide receivers in that audience out there. I was like,
big speed. Yeah. Big speed.
Palumbo at free safety takes a step back, 3rd and 9. But what happens is we're sitting at the bar and we're old guys who shouldn't be allowed in the bar. But we're still detectives, And we walk in and we're kind of being like cocky, like, what's going on here? Like we could. And Erin Richards is like, guys, get out of here. I don't want old creeps in here like you guys. But we're like, well, wait a minute, hang on. Like we got some investigation. Something happened, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, all right, you can, I'll let you in this time. So we go up to the bar.
One drink split.
Yeah, kind of deal, right? So then this Dan Hedia's character comes in, and he used to be in a wheelchair. And he comes up to us. We're like, hey, I can't believe you're out of the wheelchair. But meanwhile, he's like a ghost or something of that Gotham world, whatever. But what he does is he's talking to us and he whispers something to us. And what he whispers to us is like not really freaks us out. That's something we covered up years ago. He knows about. And then in a quick motion, he takes 2 knives, right? And he stabs us both in the neck and we fall
jugular.
Back. Okay, now. That was easy to shoot because they kind of mind that, you didn't really have a knife on them. But we had to fall back on these mattresses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've done blood scenes before, okay? They ran, the guy running this time, because that show's very, like that, you love the show Gore.
Mm-hmm.
They ran a tube up my leg, like up my ass, all the way around, all the way around to my neck with a little spigot hanging out, right? But the tube that he ran up, it was like a 3-inch wide. I'm thinking, there's going to be a lot of blood here. So they wanted to get it in one take. They had a couple cameras because then they only had one set of extra clothes for me to wear. Double suit, shirt, everything.
Do you want to watch the scene?
I guess so. Look at this technology.
Yeah. Hold on.
But how is this going to work? If anybody's watching,
if they're listening, they don't get to see it. But if they're not, they're cool. So let me hold on here. This is actually very cool. So all right, boom, and let's go here.
You two here to pick up your grandchildren?
Come on, Babs. You got the only full bar in Gotham.
And if you two dinosaurs want to keep coming here, you better up your intel.
We got a lead on some black market heating oil.
One drink to share. Now you can go wheeze to death somewhere else.
Jerry Walsh getting involved.
Dix, look at you. Up and walking around, you old son of a bitch.
I've been looking for you two for a while now.
You found us.
You two ever think about the past?
Uh-oh.
What we did?
Uh-oh.
About Dix.
About her. About what we did to the girl.
Who is that? It is like the living dead in here.
Brace yourselves.
Enough of this.
Down goes Palumbo.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, I appreciate you, the audience, staying with us for that. But that was cool to watch.
You heard the volume, right?
Yeah, I heard
okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, from my point of view, we had to fly back onto these mattresses, right? So you can't see it. And I saw the amount of blood they had running up my leg. So what happened was they were going to do an over the top shot, so you can see blood all that were dead, you know. But when I fell back and I went to the left, the spigot was rolling into my mouth. And dude, I'm talking about a full, like turning on the sink. That's how much blood. And excuse me, it was probably this kind of like blood wasn't water blood. It was like they use glycerin. I don't know what the hell they use. And I was like, so I'm laying down, but he said, listen, hold it till I yell cut. Okay. So I roll backwards. Water is pouring into my mouth. And I'm thinking 1,000, 2,000. I have to hold like I'm dead. And next thing you know, it starts to fill up beyond my mouth. And I'm like, well, what are we shooting Titanic here? Like I'm going down right now. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, if I don't expel, this, I'm going to choke or drown on this. And he finally yelled cut. And I rolled over like, I'm spitting out blood. Of course, all the hot chicks, I went from like saying hello to the hot chicks to like having blood in my nose, my eyes, like down goes Frazier all over the place. But we had to do a couple of takes rehearsal. I felt bad. The guy, Jerry Walsh, was older than me. He was like, hey, he told the director, like, hey, I only got so many. Yeah, let's get this right. I only got so many times. Of course, I felt like a young buck. I'm like, I'll throw myself. Meanwhile, my back was hurting me at the end of the shoot.
Yeah.
And then the guy.
Must be nice to land on mattresses, though, Jimmy.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, you can't. I've done that. I've done movies where they go, hey, you don't need a mattress. I'm like, yeah, I'm tough. Next, like, what a mistake that was.
Try a baseball field.
But he had blood all over. He got blood in his eye. There was blood all over the place. So the funny thing was, my family was on vacation when I had to leave Montauk, drive all the way into the set. And at night, I didn't want to get home too late. It's a pretty long ride from Queens to Montauk. And so they were like, Jimmy, do you need help cleaning yourself off? I had blood all over me. I was like, nah, let me just get out of here. You know what I mean? So I literally put my jeans on. I had blood caked all over my face. I just said, it's nighttime. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I just hopped in my car and I took off. And while I'm driving, you forget about the blood on your face and everything. And while I'm driving, I look in the rearview mirror. I'm like, oh my God. I said, if I get pulled over right now,
they're going to think you ate somebody.
The cop's going to be like, whoa, nah, I'm an actor on Gotham. Like, no way. This ain't some Vinny from Queens as a cop is going to be like, all right, license registration, step out of the car. I had like blood in my underwear and my ass. It was like all over the place.
I got the cornhole problem. Come
yeah,
on.
It looks like I need cornholelevel.com to blood all over the place. But it was cool. And then Erin Richards, the blonde, because we did she has deep speed. What a tough, solid player. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. 3rd and 6 over the middle, 7 yards, first down. She tosses the ball. And this was the second to last episode, the whole show for the whole entire run.
Jimmy, another season finale.
I know, it was close. It was close. The Palumbo walks off with 2 minutes to go in the fourth. And she was directing the series.
She directed that?
The series finale, the next episode. So
cool.
She's got the British accent, beautiful. You know what? She's got beautiful actress. What do you want me to tell you? It was cool to do though, because I've been in the Marvel world and the DC world. So I've been in 2 of those worlds. And of course, I'm broke, but everybody's like, oh, once you get all those things, once you get in that world, you work forever. Nah, it doesn't work that way. you go 3 for 4 and you're back playing.
What's the if you can disclose this, because I'm just curious. Well, like, what's the least amount of a residual check for the oldest thing going right now?
Spin City.
You're still getting residuals for Spin City.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. I think you did that shit like 91.
Well, hang on. Well, you know what?
That's so funny.
I could do something so funny. I'll do it because I don't really care. These older shows. Listen, I've been telling people all the time. Some of these shows, like some of the shows they pay a lot of residuals, and then one year they don't, and the next year it goes back up. Depends on where it's airing.
I was
But
just going to say, do you get like a kick every
last
time
year-
a series is picked up somewhere else?
Last year on Spin City, I made $7.99 a year from Spin City. But you got to remember, I've been getting residuals for that show since 1995. So I've been getting residuals for 28 years, and they're not
Times
always,
7.
but it's never. That's
I know.
now. But like next year, I have not been able to figure it out. I was in a show called Philly, which nobody saw. You know how much I made last year? 2 cents on that show. But I don't know, was it airing in Zimbabwe? Like, good
I have
evening,
no
another
idea.
episode of Philly. And then there's other shows where I've made. I'm not going to disclose. I made quite more. It adds up. There's no doubt about it.
You still getting paid by Friends?
Oh, for sure. Friends is weird because sometimes Friends is a half hour, pays less than an hour. And then all of a sudden, Friends will be like, okay, for a while. And all of a sudden, boom, I don't know, the Netflix thing, wherever it's Apple.
I'm watching Friends every night at this point on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's I do okay there. But, you know, what I don't do, you know, some guys, I'm the Trent Dilfer of actors. So, like, some guys, they do like 6 episodes here, 4 episodes there, 6 episodes there. And that adds up to the same amount I have. And so, some people, if you're on a show for a couple of years, the residuals are awesome, and can you live off them? It depends, yes and no, but not for a sustained amount of time. No, but they do add up to help me qualify for my health benefits and stuff like that. So
cool.
But it's not. Yeah, and now with the streaming, the residuals all have been less over the last 5 years, which is why I do a podcast. So, and podcast thrown under the bus, and Jimmy wants to talk it over here. Listen, the revenue for this show. Anyway, I love
you got a Patreon, so
I got
come
Patreon.
on.
I got 40 Patreon mired. But of course, everything is sponsored by Absolute Eyewear. Getting involved, 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey, the finest opticians in America. Craig and Johnny Michaud, family-owned, brother and sister. Charles Oakley is going to be signing autographs across the street. So Charles Oakley not only hangs out at Absolute Eyewear, they hang out with Craig and Johnny. I would love to get. Was that last weekend? Is it over already?
I don't even know.
This weekend.
I don't know.
I would love to. I wish I could get a picture of him in front of that place. I met him once on Artie Lang's podcast, but you know. But they of course have Ray-Ban, Coach, Ralph Lauren, Jimmy Choo, Silhouette, Michael Kors, Vogue, Maui Jim, Costa Del Mar. Charles Oakley's hanging out with his kids there, and they got glasses for every budget,
including Jimmy's.
100. Yes, I got. Matter of fact, when I went, I told the story. I went there. He was working on my glasses while he was supposed to be having fun. $100 a complete pair if you just walk in and mention Dave, Jimmy, podcast in general. If you go in there and say Joe Rogan, you'll get $100 off a pair. But make sure you say at least my name. So Absolute Eyewear, they're a long-time sponsor of Chop Sports and the Jimmy Palumbo Show and all the other bullshit that Dave does with wrestling. But we got some news there. I'll give you some plugs now. Your app launch or something launched
that was today. Yeah, today
So tell
really,
me, what is
really
it?
cool
What's
day?
going on?
Really cool day for me because I was invited back into, or not back into. I was invited to become an owner of this new Premier Wrestling app, and it was Premier streaming network first. They realized, it seems like everybody has a streaming platform now. It seemed like it wasn't working, wasn't a good model. So Fred Chernoff, brother of my buddy Josh Chernoff, created this app where it's actually really cool, Jimmy. It's like, like when you're back in the day, you would maybe like collect your own, like, or hold on to stubs of things, ticket stubs,
Right.
like just because I was there. And
Right.
the Premier Wrestling app actually gives you an opportunity to kind of curate your own list of wrestling events that you've attended and basically post pictures and videos from those said events. And if you're friends with those, if you have friends on the app, you're going to find out, you come to find out that, Jimmy was at the same show too. Holy shit. Where was Jimmy's seats? I don't know. Well, there's his pictures, so you're able to curate this whole list plus original programming. We're also doing something called Arenas, which is basically going to give you a throwback to like AOL chat rooms while like a Monday night program's happening. Everybody can go into the Monday night chat and just talk about what they're watching on TV. So there's a lot of cool things over there. Premier Wrestling. It's co-owned by Freddie Prinze Jr. So that's cool. He's now officially my business partner. So that's, I mean, right there, just like shit. Hey, I'm cool.
There you go. That's excellent. Well, I wish you the best with that.
Thank
I don't know the wrestling space, and I know the app space is hard, but you know what? Listen,
It's all about ads and stuff.
There's
It's
killer
really not
apps
that.
out there. We all listen. There's a lot of bullshit apps that are all on our phone, and there's some apps that are unique just to you that you personally love. Like I have a couple of Yankee apps that are like, I don't think but they're awesome. And listen, Waze started out as a shitty app. Next thing you know, the world, everybody uses Waze. So yeah, I wish you the best with that. I don't know the wrestling world, but I know it is huge. It's NFL, then wrestling that runs everything. Plus, you got a big show this summer over at the Tiki Bar. That's still rolling along there.
Yeah. Front row sold out in 2.5 days. Second row starting to move now. So it's like,
and Dave Sturcho putting it all on Giancarlo Stanton wrestling here.
The Asbury Park Press hit me up yesterday, and they want to do a story on it. So that'll be cool. To get some press. They're the third largest. I didn't know this, but they're the third largest publication in New Jersey right now.
Right.
So,
cool
stuff.
All of a sudden, you like newspapers. All of a sudden, after years of mocking out Jimmy Palumbo, all of a sudden, Dave's like, best newspaper on the planet, man, best ever. Classic Dave Sturcho.
I say that to say this, like, I'm sure AsburyParkPress.com is more telling than the actual print of the paper.
Gotta get the paper, you read stuff. Anyway, that's great. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Another news, my diet's not going well.
Great segue day.
Segue day here at the stadium. I'm not gaining. I'm hovering. I'm still right at 200 pounds. I lost 11 pounds, but I got to do better. I've been at too many events, and I eat like last night. What was I even going to talk about? I ended up at an event at the Brownstone with a bunch of
Borghese. Yeah, he posted it.
Paul Borghese with a bunch of Sopranos guys, and
I was just going to say,
Iran Barkley was there.
You didn't fit in. You didn't fit in. It was a meeting of the Four Fathers, and you were just
I look like a guy who owns like McTierney's in Montclair. I reeked of corned beef and cabbage in that room. You can't believe. What's funny? I love Paul. He's gonna probably laugh. You can't believe how Italian people can be. Like if someone from Idaho sat at the table, he'd be like, "Wow, this is how." This exists.
They
in
talk
America?
like this. They talk like this. Like, what's wrong with these guys?
Unbelievable. It's like Snooki looks like a Polish guy compared to this is like This is like pure. This whole room was pure on the pinky rings.
Yeah.
The open collars. Oh my God. But there was a comedian. What the hell's his name? Oh my God, I'm blowing his name. He does puppets and stuff. Everybody was like, people were talking loud. I'm so glad I didn't do stand-up there. This comedian went up, and I thought, oh, my God, he's going to shit the bed like I did in Cold Snake. This is Cold Snake Part 2. And let me tell you something. Within 4 minutes, he had the whole room, and his only MO was, I'm going to say the most inappropriate racist jokes I possibly can in front of Italians. And he started out by ripping on Italians, then Irish people, then Jews, Mexicans, Hindus. He went over there was scorched earth. And of course, Italian guys like, that's funny. But then he said a couple of lines about Italians, and you heard like,
It's funny. Come here for a second.
I made sure I laughed, but this guy it was really a pleasure to see. I went up to him. I said, dude, we got to exchange numbers because I produce these shows up and I got to, if I can afford you, because then you just have to send him in and you win the game. He's that good. So that was fun. And they raised a ton of money for a bunch of causes, kids and stuff in Patterson area. But this room held comfortably, say 300. There was 400 people in there. So literally I was like balls to ball with some actor was on Sopranos for 30 seconds. But they were all there. It was good. It was cool. It was fun to see. We had a good time, bunch of drinks. Shout out to Paul for inviting me to that. I'll go every year if you need me. Pickleball league starts this Saturday. I'm in a big pickleball league. We're in a 4.0 league now. And I know this. I know like people that are on this team, and pickleball is like it's such a wussy sport. We are now in a league like we're not in Pawtucket in this tournament. Like and everybody's like, oh, we're gonna hang in there. I'm like, no, we're not. Like we're gonna get like oh, who's pitching against you? Oh, not Garrett Cole's pitching against us. Like, we're in trouble. But I'm going to see how I haven't really played all that much. So I think Saturday afternoon, I'm going to get
I
my
can't wait till next week's
Oh,
podcast.
I'm
We're
gonna
like,
be all
that
over.
5K I was going to run
But if
is
I
on
win,
hiatus now.
if I win, I'm going to be dancing like a young Mustafa Ham show. I am going to be going absolutely crazy. Also, in my 5K training for the May 11th event, where I'm going to under 31 minutes, that's going shitty. I did walk the course. I did walk the course. I looked like Boog Powell in Baltimore, but we still got time putting together for that. Also, I got a comedy show April 6th, a huge place. It's called the Hillsdale Fire Department. Hey, these gigs pay, bro. If you need tickets, go to Hoseco, H-O-S. I say Hoseco, but it's Hose Company. But how funny is that? I'm like, hey, who's Hoseco? It's Hose, C-O, as like fire hose. Hoseco. I thought it was like a quick way to say Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
That's when you're drunk.
Who's by the way going to be at the Woodbridge Brewery too?
That's so great.
Like, why? And you know what? Not for nothing, they're advertising him in a Yankee uniform as if he played with us for like these multiple years and shit.
When he played for
that
like
out
4
of here.
hours.
Good Lord.
So get tickets at Hoseco at hillsdalefd.org, or it's over on it's in Hillsdale, 383 Hillsdale Avenue. It's all over my social media. I gotta make Dave post another thing. Plus, we gotta talk about why people are tagging stuff on my Facebook page. I don't understand. I thought I had something in that I have to approve. There's things on my Facebook page that I don't understand. I'll make you sign it later. I don't get the whole damn thing. I'm like, well, I don't know this guy. Why is he? Why am I seeing this on my page? It annoys my soul. I thought I'd set it up where I have to approve if I get tagged or something, right?
Yeah, I mean that's usually that. I mean, I do the same thing. Like, I don't want anybody just randomly tagging.
Well, you have to, when we get done, you'll get it later. And of course, Dave, as you well know, does my social media.
I'll build it in.
The best thing about Dave doing my social media is the little Friday text I get from Venmo from Dave. I enjoy that. Also, Dave Sturcio, there must be 8 million posts a week. Sturcio, Premier Wrestling, Sturcio. And here's Jimmy Palumbo with a chopper fielding clean.
You got 3 last week, Jimmy, and I didn't charge you for one of them. Just shut your mouth.
Three posts. Oh,
3 posts. I have a system. We do the show on Tuesday.
System is, let me get the Jimmy shit out of the way in 45 seconds, and then let me talk about Dave. And then there. What did I say? You
got some fucking nerve.
I just love bunch of your balls. I hate the whole thing. Even my daughter mocks out everything I do. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, now Dave, you do a good job. I'm just busting your balls because on my feed, it's just it's almost as if me and you were married. That's how much you come up.
Listen, man, you got.
But a lot of them are your kids, which I always get.
I was once told, if you think you've promoted yourself too much, you haven't.
Right.
So it's like you gotta like.
Well,
I'm doing
I look forward to getting myself promoted.
You know what?
You're coughing. That's a sign. You know you got to cough. You're on the stand right now. The lawyers are here. It's okay, but listen, I'm only
joking. I don't know what that'll happen. Let me get my jug.
Oh Jesus!
The jug has made a return.
Oh my God, that's you know what? I feel bad for your kids. You posted
almost done.
You posted cute pictures of your kids. I always get a kick out of that.
Miles Munchkin, man, with a haircut.
Oh, Miles ready to go. He's gonna have that short haircut. He's gonna be a linebacker in Iowa. 6 years. Be a 6-year starter over there. Due to the leg injury as a junior.
My daughter needed new shoes because all these kids do is sweat in these shoes all day, and it's the most disgusting, vile smelling thing in the world. Eventually, so I finally got her. You know, my wife took her out of her new shoes. And my wife sends me a picture. She's like, you're not going to like these. Because she sends me a picture of Miles's new shoes. Nice black Reebok, like cool dude shoes. I'm like, wow, those are so cool. Show me Stella's. You clap on them and they light up. And they're just sequenced out the ass. And I'm like, dude, oh my God. They match nothing that she wears. It's just, she needs to be the center of attention.
Listen,
I wonder who she gets that from. I have no idea.
When my daughter was little, she gets it from Dave. Yeah, you know what your daughter's going to be doing my social media. Your daughter.
Can you post episode 486 because he ain't gonna do it.
Oh my God, she'll have more posts than I do. So my daughter, my daughter was your daughter's age. she had regular shoes on, right? And with those things when you walk and they light up, weren't,
that's what she's got.
We just didn't get them yet, right? Some kid at school who we still know, and my daughter still hates her, made a comment. My daughter was like 4, made a comment like, your shoes don't light up. Like, so she comes home and she's like, Mom, like, this girl, Cindy, Sue, whatever. And she said, my shoes don't light up. Okay. Literally within 4 hours, my daughter had 4th of July fireworks coming out of her shoes. It looked
actual sparklers.
It was like, there was like, I think there was a guy living inside the shoe shooting things out. It looked like, I was like, oh my God, it looked like it was like Saving Private Ryan coming out of these shoes. It was like the most intense thing. You know, that was like $700 for those.
The things we do for our children.
I know, it's so funny. But, and then someday, God forbid, you think, oh, she likes to light it up ones, and you decide to get them on your own when it's not cool to have the shoes lighting up.
Dad, why are you embarrassing me? This, that, and then I become public enemy number 1.
Yeah, that's how it works. But anyway, go to Pine Tor Bar and Grill to watch the NCAA tournament in Fork and River. Go say hello to my buddy Tommy. Tell him he's a jerk off. He'll get that. He'll laugh. Also, if you're struggling, go to Lisa Ruane, 201-725-1251. She's a therapist. She's cool. She'll either tell you where you got to go or help you out herself or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. Well, I think that's we should end our show that way. Once again, I have Purdue winning it all. Yankees opening day. If Giancarlo hits it, he hits the first home run, you're not going to be able to talk to me. And
I just know I'll get paid.
That's it. So. Oh, be well, right. I didn't bet that much. You know, I don't gamble that much.
Yeah.
But, my taxes are done. I'm waiting for that. That's exciting day here at the stadium.
I was just going to say, this is riveting shit. Keep going.
Oh, this is good stuff here. I feel good about myself. I had my bowel movement this morning around 8:05.
The coffee is just as good as ever.
Just fine here at Shea. Happy
It's organic.
Easter
it's good for gut health.
Good for gut health.
Yeah.
Don't reveal things about. Hopefully, eventually this year, the beer league thing will be done.
I do want to shout out Tom for the sole purpose that he's been to the Garden State Film Festival for Unsuited, and now he's been accepted and got 6 nominees for Unsuited out in the LA Web Festival or some variation. And he also
what festival is that?
LA Web? I don't know. Fuck, dude, I don't know, man. I just do what I'm told. I run his fucking social media too.
Yeah, well, you know, Chris Gucci has a film festival. They came in 3rd there. You know, it's called the Green Bay movie. It only takes movies that are about the Packers, and somehow they accepted his movies in there.
It's actually called the Lombardi Awards.
That's it. By the time Beer League the pilot is done, the opening scene is going to be everybody's going to be at my funeral. It's going to be 90.
You're going to be buried right next to dirt.
Tom doesn't listen to this show, so he has no idea we're bashing him. No, he worked on the audio. He said he was going to call me Sunday night. They were going to finish the audio. It is Tuesday here at Shea, and I refuse to call him anymore because I'm like, I don't even know. He's
a busy guy, man.
I don't even play softball anymore. It's like doesn't even. we have moved on. No, that's not true. We have to. The bottom line is this: everyone has to see Dave's performance as Dave.
Listen, I tell you right now, I'm giving you about 2 more months to get something shopped around. Otherwise, I'm letting the whole world know what I did, and I'm showing everybody. Everything.
I know. I told Tom. I said, listen. We got Dave's like one of those King Kong movies. We got him in chains right now, but eventually at one point.
Oh, you don't want Dave to people are asking me, and you know what the worst part is? Like, the actors from this show are hitting me up. Hey, where's the? I'm like, ugh.
Nobody. Of course, I was the Supreme Allied Commander. I get nothing from it.
Natalie's the one that keeps, or no, she didn't keep doing it, but she asked me a couple times. And then our pole dancing friend Gabby.
Yeah, Gabby. I got in trouble with the pole dancing thing. Yeah, I'm a jerk. I was trying to make a joke because she does this pole dancing, which to me
it's a workout.
It's a workout, but it's really like Breathless in '94. Okay, that's really what it is. It's like a strip club. That's what it is. Pole dancing. It's to me strip club, but I know it's hard to do. I've seen it many times, and also I got a hamburger with the Knicks game on in the background. But I mean, the bottom line is, so. I think it's cool. She flips all around. I know they have exercise classes at the weird gyms that do all that. And it's hard to do. You can get hurt, you spin around. But I mean, as a guy in New Jersey, you can't, the material is like nobody. If I sent that to 100 of my friends, everyone would do Breathless, RJ's. I mean, all the jokes would come, the bada bings, right? So I made a joke. She was spinning around the pole, and I just said, "Hey, I wish I was the pole."
Jesus
I got.
Christ,
I
Jimmy.
don't know what I was trying. I was just trying to bust her balls, and all of a sudden, she's like, "Don't be a creep, Jimmy." I had to, like, delete. I sent her a message. Oh my God, I was just kidding around. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be a creep. So, but I had to apologize. I thought it was a funny line. By the way, it got a bunch of like laughs and everything. Those little what do you call them? Those little Instagram
Emojis
things,
and shit and
emojis,
like, yeah.
emojis, which sounds like something you order at a Chinese restaurant. Let me get the chicken chow mein. Anybody want the emojis?
Good Lord.
And there's that one with the heart. You don't know what it's doing, hugging the heart. It looks like some of those emojis don't make any sense. What am I talking about here today?
Good night, everybody.
It's Jimmy Hates Himself Day here at the stadium. But no, shout out to Gabby. She's cool.
She's great.
Hopefully the beer league pilot will be done, just in time for
NFL.
The NFL. But Tom's going to hate me for doing all this. So anyway, all right, that's it. 5K training, losing weight. We're back. Happy Easter to everybody. Happy Good Friday. God bless America. Hope you all go to church, go to confession this week. And I will talk to you next week from the Omni.